Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cali Sports Central, where we talk about everything of the Los Angeles Chargers and the San Jose Sharks. Today, I'll be breaking down what I think the Chargers should do in this offseason if I were in the shoes of Joe Ortiz and Jim Harbaugh. So let's dig right into it. First of all, I want to bring up the point that the Chargers have a very good roster, so I'll be re-signing a lot of people. Justin Herbert, he's tying up a lot of money, so the first thing we're going to do, we are going to reconstruct his contract to a better deal that's going to better benefit him, give us some more money so that we can get some really good talent around him on the O-line, get him some weapons. So first we're going to reconstruct him. Mekhi Becton, we're going to cut from the roster. Very weak 2025 campaign. And yes, I understand that's because Slater and Alt were out, but still underperformed for the money that we are paying him. The first one that I want to re-sign, probably the most important one. We have $107 million in cap space, and after the Herbert restructure and the Mekhi Becton cut, we're gonna have some more. Most importantly, I think we need to re-sign Odafe Oweh, so I think we should sign him to a 4-year, $23.5 million deal. I feel like that's appropriate for the season he just had, and I do want to lock him down long term. One that I don't think we're going to try and go for. I do not think we need to go and re-sign Khalil Mack. Sometimes you just have to move on. He's a little older, and we are going to bring in the new generation of Oweh and Tuipulotu, which I love that. Tony Jefferson, we're going to re-sign him to a 1-year, $3 million deal. He had a very great season, very important to that Chargers secondary. We're also going to bring in Josh Harris, big part of the special teams unit, long snapper, veteran, very good at his job. Benjamin St-Juste, he proved to be a very, very good depth piece to the Chargers cornerback and safety room, playing both positions at times. Kamani Vidal, we're going to give him 3 years, $3 million. We got to remember, we cut this guy at the start of last year. Then he came in there and rushed for 600 yards and a few tutties. So we're definitely going to pay him, keep him on the roster. I believe Harbaugh really, really likes him. Now, here's a guy that Chargers Nation, the Bolt fam, we definitely want to see him stick around, and he also wants to stick around, and that's going to be Keenan Allen. We're going to give him $4 million to stick around for an extra year. Now, another guy that I think is very important is Tucker Fisk. He was a big deal with Scott Madlock, caught a few passes. Very, very, very underrated blocker. So we're going to give him 2 years, $1.5 million. Zion Johnson. This is one being heavily debated in the Bolt fam and in our space, in our community. Do we re-sign Johnson? Do we not? Do we put the franchise tag on him? Here's what I think we need to do. He had a rough year, and that honestly, that benefits us going into free agency. So we can get away with maybe underpaying him. Zion is the kind of guy that if you put him around the right players, he's going to be amazing. But if you put him around the wrong players, he's not going to be the guy. So I think that when Alt and Slater come back, Zion Johnson will be fine. So we're going to put him on a 2-year, $8.5 million deal. And I think that we could probably get away with him maybe 40% guaranteed of that. That feels high, but also that's what we need to do to make sure he sticks around. Now, it's time for everybody's favorite part of the NFL offseason. That's free agency. All the cool young players, the old vets going around, getting new teams, seeing them in new jerseys. It's awesome. I'm not going to tell you everybody that I think the Chargers are going to sign, but I got 3 big ones that I think we're going to go out and get. The first one, we're going to have a little homecoming. I think we need to bring back Alohi Gilman. We traded him away to the Ravens, got Oweh in exchange, and got a pick. So it would be great if we can inherit all of them. And we got O'Leary coming back as our DC, and that is the guy that helped Alohi with a transfer in position and really developed him. And also Alohi talks so high of Derwin James. So I think that we should definitely try and reunite them if that's a possibility. Another one, Connor McGrovern. He's the center for the Buffalo Bills. He has been proven very well. I'm not sure if he has a Pro Bowl. He might, but I think we're going to put him on 3 years, $4 million. I think that's good. By the way, we're putting Alohi on 3 years, $5.5 million. This next one I'm very excited about, but I do think it could be a stretch. But if we do manage to pull this one off, it is going to be amazing. I think the Chargers and Joe Horty should definitely turn their focus onto David Njoku. I am in love with Rondé Gadsden. I think he is amazing. I knew from the beginning, the day that we drafted him, he was going to be something special. And I stand by that. But he needs that veteran presence, somebody to teach him how to block. That's his biggest weakness, and it shows. So let's bring in David Njoku, somebody who's going to teach him how to block properly, and somebody who's going to go out there and get some yards and get a few touchdowns. So we're going to put him on 2 years, $12.5 million. And I feel like that's a solid prove-it deal for a guy who's had some injury problems and getting up there in age. Now I'd like to turn our attention to the NFL draft. The first pick for our draft, which is pick 22, I think we need to go interior lineman. So we're going to go with Vega Ioania from Penn State, offensive guard. Vega's definitely going to beef up our interior. Ioania he only allowed one pressure all year, not a single sack, and that's definitely what we need. So I feel like if we can get Alt, Slater, Johnson, Ioania, and McGrovern, that's definitely going to help out Herbert a lot, and it's going to make Mike McDaniel's job so much easier. So then, with our 55th pick, we're going to double down on Penn State with the Nittany Lions. We're going to take Danny Dennis Sutton, who is an edge. Harbaugh was very public saying that he loves this year's edge class, and honestly, Danny Dennis Sutton is just one of the 4 guys that I think the Chargers could pick here. But he's my favorite guy from here. I've been a fan of his for a few months now. I saw him on a very early mock draft, and I watched his highlights, and I was really impressed with him. So moving on to our number 86 pick, we're going to go with Logan Jones, who is a center from Iowa. Yes, we're definitely going to sign a center in free agency, and I think that is what is needed. But Logan Jones, I think he could be somebody that sits behind McGrovern for a year or so. You never know what's going to happen. Injuries could set in. Knock on wood, hopefully not. But if it were to happen, I think he's a good option to put at center. And honestly, I put McGrovern on a 3-year, $4 million deal. Once that ends, Logan Jones could be the guy at that point. I hope so. So that's why I think we should pick him at 86. Then let's go down to 123, where I think we will select Devin Moore, who is a cornerback out of Florida. You can never have too much help in the secondary. Cam Hart and Tarheeb Still were 2 steals that we got the first year of Ortiz, and I think he's going to do it again. He's either going to get a safety or a corner, but I'm leaning corner, so I think Devin Moore. Then at 204, it's simply not a Jim Harbaugh draft without a running back. So I think we are going to pick Adam Randall from Clemson, a 6'2" power back is what he is. He runs hard, he runs straight down the middle, and he runs downhill. And he doesn't get that many yards off every run or so. He might pick up 4 or so. But hey, once he breaks off a good chunk, that freight train gets moving, and he'll be gone for 60, 70, 80 yards. It's crazy. I watched a lot of Clemson ball this past year. I'm very impressed with Adam Randall. So with all this being said, I really hope the Chargers don't mess up this offseason. I don't think they will. I have so much trust in Ortiz and Harbaugh and McDaniel and O'Leary and all these guys. I think they're all great. I think we're going to nail this offseason. I think we're going to come back and have a good year. And next year, honestly, I feel like the Chargers are going to go 11-6, 12-5, hopefully 12-5, make some improvement. And Herbert is going to be in the MVP race if all of this were to happen. All right, that's all I got for you. This Cali Sports Central signing out. Bolt up.